Alright, first step is to pick up Enchanting for the War Within. Next, you're going to want to buy plenty of greens and blues that are cheap on auction house. So I do this by searching armour and then sorting by price and picking stuff that are about below 200 gold or so. And you want to get up to about level 20 or so by disenchanting them, and just keep doing it till you get there, because you're going to be using the materials anyway. And once you get to about 20, you're going to want to pick up a couple of things just to boost you up to about skill 25. I usually go for this rod because you can just buy from this vendor and use the dust to create it, and it gives you like 3 skill per smackaroony, and that should get you up to 25, which unlocks your knowledge trees. So here I am, create 2 of these. Alright, done. And you're probably going to want to equip one of these just for now, because it just adds a bit of skill for now. You should have 5 blue knowledge items and 1 epic item knowledge by now, and you're going to want to do the quest that appears next to the table. This week is hand in an epic crystal, which is like 20 gold, cheap as fudge. And then you want to go to mount up and go on a treasure search. And these little stone things are scattered everywhere. They're in all zones. So just keep going around, clicking them, killing the mobs until you pick up 2 blue enchanting treasures. There's the first one. It can take ages, or you could just get them both really quick. This time it took me about, I don't know, 10, 15 of those stone things and kills to get my second one there. It varies. You just have to keep doing it till they drop, because it's all part of unlocking the catch-up system, which is shown here in the weak aura that you need to have. That'll help. Alright, learn those bad boys. Right click them in your bag, and I'll show you next where we're going to end up putting them, but also we don't quite have enough. So what we need to do is go out there again. But this is the first tree that you want to unlock, the last tab, because you want to learn the illusions in there, and it gives you a boost to your skill and artisan acuity. This is what the main shuffle is. Well, not the main one, but part of the main one. You get a ton of that artisan acuity in your bags from doing that. Here's me picking up the quest that everyone gets for having a profession. It's literally pick it up, walk over to the other side, and then I choose the enchanting bag here, because why not? You're going to be leveling enchanting anyway, you might as well get the materials. You get 350 acuity out of there as well, which you might want to use later on to upgrade your equipment. But the first treasure is right outside that building anyway, so don't forget to pick that up and go to and find your treasures. I'm not going to show all these treasures, but there's probably a million videos showing you where all these locations are, and you probably already know how to do that, so I'm going to skip this part. Alright, once you get to the Spider City and get that final treasure in there, you're going to want to go and buy the Kej, whatever you pronounce it, like book for Kej currency, and you'll find that because it's a new character, you've got 0 currency and it won't let you trade it over like that. So to combat this, you're basically going to want to go out in that spider zone and just pick up treasure, and it'll give you some cash currency. So then you can transfer the 565 cash over to that character, so you can buy that book from the Enchanting vendor, which is located right there, if you didn't know already. And now you're back at the city after collecting all the treasures. We're going to spend some points. You put the first 5 points in that one, and then what you want to do is put 15 points. Do not fill this circle up here. I forgot to learn all them treasures that we've picked up already, so I quickly learn them. So now I've filled up to the 15 points. Now I've learnt those treasures. There's also one more in my bag that I forgot about, but it doesn't matter right now. So you should learn all these illusion things, sort by first craft, so you know what you've learnt and what you haven't. And you're going to want to buy, I think it's 22, pretty sure it's 22 items you need, like times those items for each one. So yeah, I use this add-on to quickly do it. It's a shopping list add-on called Profession Shopping List. It's takes a little bit of learning, but once you learn it, it makes things so much handier. As you can see here, all I have to do is go on the auctionator and click the shopping list that it's made me and buy all the things that I need to. So once you've got all the materials, you want to just go through all these, learn every single one. You'll see that you're getting 5 acuity for every single one of these, which is amazing. You're also getting knowledge points as well and skill. So this is why you go into this tree first, because you're getting that boost in all areas pretty much. So once you've learnt all those, you'll probably get to about 45 to 50 skill-ish. It depends on RNG. You need to learn a few things from the trainer again, because you need to push your skill up to 60 to unlock the other skill trees. So learn things you can find on the trainer that are cheapish as you can get, just to push it up to 60. I think the wand, I think I choose, gives you a quick easy boost, because it gives you 3 points each time you do it, and it's not that expensive. Obviously the mats don't have to be expensive quality ones, because you're just gaining skill, and you can disenchant the wand afterwards for some gleaming shards anyways. So now you've got enough skill, you can unlock these other trees. So the first one you want is the first tab, and unlock that, and you're gonna want to fill that first cog. Actually, at first here I go to the third tab and unlock that as well, because you're going to be using that one too. But go back to the first tab and unlock that entire circle, and you should have about 20 knowledge left. You want to fill up the one below it as well. But here's where you're going to need even more knowledge. So here's on to the next trick in this book. You might as well unlock those two as well, which I do there because you've unlocked them anyway. So at this point you've unlocked the catch-up system and you're ready to disenchant even more items. Since I made the wands here, I got a little bit of a boost towards it by disenchanting those. You can see that shimmering dust are dropping by disenchanting here. Here's the ones that you're going to be collecting next, and to get an 100% drop rate you're going to want to make the Dark Moon trinkets and disenchant those. I'm just clearing my bag up here. So here we go. We buy every single card, ace to 8 of Viva City, or however you pronounce that. This is probably where you're going to spend the majority of the gold. So once you've bought like 99 of those, you can see on the weak aura that there's 99 catch-up skills to unlock. So I've bought 99 of the card to make 99 trinkets to disenchant. This takes ages and you'll be stood here clicking for ages, so you want to drag a card onto an easy number that you can keep pressing over and over, put something on the other screen to watch maybe, and just spam 2 basically, and the next few steps are going to be involving pretty much the same thing as we're doing here. So once you've got all them trinkets ready to disenchant, I make this little macro to make it easier again to just spam one button, and you can copy this on screen if you want to. It's very simple macro technique right there. Drag it on to number 2 again to disenchant all these trinkets while watching something on the other screen. Alright, so now that you've disenchanted all those, you've got all these catch-up knowledge items which you're going to want to learn and right click, so I also put those on number 2 and carry on watching Only Fools and Horses or something on the other screen because it takes another chunk of time to do. So yep. So once they're all learned, you're going to want to max out that bottom one in the first tab. There we go. And then here's the juicy part. Here's where you need to decide what you want to basically make. But first of all, you want to fill that circle up anyway. No matter what you choose, unlock those 3 because you've unlocked them already. Now, the one I'm looking at right now is the cloak one and the bracer one. You can buy pretty good ones, and that's the ring one that I'm over and over. And over to the left, that's for chest enchants that you might want to do. It's up to you. I personally do the cloak one. That's what I've had most success out of so far. So yeah, I'm going to go in cloak on this character as well. So I'm filling up that first circle there and learning that, and then choosing the cloak one there, learning all those. You don't have to do this, you can choose a different thing if you want, learn that anyway because you've already unlocked it. And that's pretty much at the moment all you need to do. The next part, you have to find a decent recipe to create your enchants basically. So you want to look through and go to the cloaks here, which is what I'm doing, and there's two cloak things that you can buy from auction house. One's a lot cheaper recipe than the other one. One's about 13k ish if you can get it cheap on a different realm, and the other one is pretty much 1000 gold. There's obviously less profit on the cheaper recipe, so I go for the top one, but you can just buy both if you want to. The best way of getting the cheapest recipes though is by checking Undermine Exchange, Google it or whatever, and search the items, which I'll show in a second. But first, you're going to want to get some decent equipment, and obviously you can go on the auction house or get a friend to make you it or whatever if they can do it cheap for you. The shard is worth getting, but don't spend too much on it because it only gives resourceful and casting speed. What you mainly want is the items that give you ingenuity, which is the other things. So you want to get a rod with ingenuity on it, for a start. I found one cheap here. Normally they're quite expensive for some reason. I bought a cheap shard here because it doesn't matter as much, it just gives you a bit more skill, and the hat there gives you ingenuity, so try and buy the highest quality hat you can, as well as the rod. So those for now. You might want to upgrade these later. Well, I have on all my enchanters anyway, because it's worth the investment. And you also want to buy the enchant tool ingenuity, maybe rank 2 for the green tool at the moment. It's the cheapest and not worth spending too much on right now, but it gives you that extra boost which is worth getting the rank 2 for. And obviously enchant your rod, equip all that gear. And now what you want to do is source a recipe. On my server, you'll see me searching for it right now. The cloak one at least is well overpriced on our server, so I am not buying that one. I'll be checking the Undermine exchange, it used to be called Undermine Journal, I think it was, and finding it cheaper on a different realm. So I'll show you how to do that next. So once you've got on the website, you're going to want to search the recipe up, click on it, scroll all the way down, sort by price, and then find a realm that has a number next to it in the quantity. As you can see here, I found 17 of those recipes for 13k on the realm Higel, so I'm quickly logging out to go and create a character on that realm right now. And the quickest way of getting to the auction house or whatever is by creating one of those new orc things if you've got one unlocked. Takes me a while to find it because it's actually a French server, but yeah. So I quickly make a Magar orc, make up a stupid name to quickly get in, enter the world, and these orcs spawn right in the middle of Orgrimmar, right next to the bank, and there's an auction house across the bridge if you don't have an auction house mount. I check if the recipe's still on the auction house because the data's quite old on the exchange sometimes, and I go into the bank, withdraw enough gold out of the warband bank, and obviously go buy it. And don't forget to take it out of the mailbox after you've bought it, otherwise you're silly and you've done that for no reason at all. I go back into the war bank and obviously drop it in there after I've got it out of the mail, and yeah, put it into the war bank there, deposit that 1 gold because hey, I want that 1 gold, and I'm going to delete this character anyway. Go back to the other character, take the recipe out of the war bank and learn it. And next I'm going to try and explain in the best way possible how you're going to want to craft these, because the next step is very important. So what I do is always buy rank 2 materials, because at the moment they're probably the cheapest way to go about this, by keeping your concentration cost as low as possible. So here I am, I'm buying the rank 2 materials for this cloak, and because I've got maximum concentration, I can currently buy at least 3 enchants worth. And the thing is, the more you level this enchanting up by creating these items, the more profit you're going to get, because it's going to cost less and less concentration. And because we took the first point in the first tab of the knowledge, we've got a chance of proccing the ingenuity, which gives you basically a free concentration to craft even more. And for some reason on this character that I just created, that you're looking at now, I got ridiculously lucky and got quite a few procs in a row, so I ended up with about 5 or 6 enchants, something like that. So here's what you want to do, is go back on the auction house and buy some frameworks. I usually go for the cheapest ones because it adds a bit of ingenuity, and it's worth just buying these cheap ones anyway. You could go for higher if you want to, but then you're not making as much profit, or maybe you are if you get lucky, basically. But anyway, at least buy the cheapest frameworks because they're really cheap and it adds quite a bit of ingenuity to your enchants. So getting those procs is pretty awesome. So before you make your enchants, this is really important. You need to use this shatter. It adds so much more stats that are vital to make as much profit as possible. So shatter that cheapest item, which is usually crystallized powder. Put in your rank 2 items, select your frame, and then click the concentration. Make sure everything's right, and then enchant. And then there you go, I've had a proc there straight away. That's cost me 0 and 2 in a row there. You might not get this lucky, but I got 2 in a row there that was free concentration to get the rank 3 enchant. And this is why this is so profitable, because you can create them basically for free by getting those concentration procs. So what I do is go back on auction house and obviously get 2 more worth of mats to create 2 more enchants again, because obviously I've got those concentrations for free, so I might as well try and use up the rest of the concentration I've got left. So that's pretty much it, really. Every 2 to 4 days you might want to go back to that character and do all this again, basically, or keep an eye on the concentration each day even, and make one per day or 2 per day if you get a proc on concentration. And the beauty of this is you can make as many characters as you want with enchanting and just do the same thing again. For a little bit further down the line, even now, you've probably got enough artisan's acuity to get the epic rod, which adds even more ingenuity. You can even get the highest enchant tool on that epic rod and get even more ingenuity. And I'd also recommend you buy the blue equipment for the hat, because that adds even more chunk of ingenuity. And that particular hat is really not that expensive. It's maybe 3,000 to 4,000 gold to craft it, basically, if you can find a crafter that can do it for cheap. The mats are only about 3,000 or 4,000 gold to get the max quality. And yeah, this is me just using up all my concentration to get as many enchants out as possible for that item and get as much profit as possible. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the end. I thought I could do it in less than 25 minutes of explaining, but since I've gone through the entire process of it, there you can see how much money I've made back already. I spent about maybe a little bit less than 50k, and out of those procs, the enchants, I've almost got my investment back already. So you can see how good this is, pretty much. So yeah, cheers for watching, good luck, enjoy your concentration.